Let's see. Great. The Waffle House. That's a good one. I think I'm gonna do a Waffle House video too. Since I ain't been there in so long. Makes sense. I don't wait, no, I don't even they don't look like they got breakfast. Let's see. Boom. Let's get some education going. So if y'all not familiar with it, Casanat, right? He did a streamer university. Is that me or is that me clicking? Oh, that's my bad. I'm gonna take this gum out. I ain't even realize it was doing all that. So, oh no, that I can cut the gum in. I'm just have to move this. That's better. Yep. Oh. There we go. You hear me? But what if I put it like right here? Yep. Problem solved. All right. Now, what I had in mind, right? I wanted to watch some of Agent's stuff because his classes at Streamer University were very educational, and I think y'all could learn something from it, a lot from it. So let's start off with his pocket watching class.
Like Streamer University.
I had to watch it all the way through first.
Being a leader of tomorrow starts today.
But now
Explore Keller's graduate programs in business and technology.
Come on in, man. Come on in. Thank you for making it. Thank you for making it. Professor Agent. Professor Agent.
So sorry.
Professor Agent.
Nice to meet you.
It's Professor Agent.
Nice to meet you.
Yep. Oh, wow. Yep. It's going to be packed. Oh, yeah. Nice to see you.
They really have a lot of
the elevator works
I
too.
ain't never seen before.
Nice to see you guys again. Professor Agent. How do you expect to see this? Yeah.
Well, no, that's too much.
You're serious about learning, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. Because you're not bullshit.
I'm not bullshit.
I'm about to say, because it's a generous, small leprechaun that pay for everybody's tuition, bro.
Yeah, no,
you don't want to bullshit, bro. You don't want to bullshit.
I ain't even have financial aid. You know, Donald Trump, they canceled it. See how you get here?
They did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Damn.
And I ain't lying.
Okay, well, hey, we got to get this class started. Just tee up, man. Welcome to Pocket Watching 101. Today, we're learning how to watch pockets, man. It's pretty simple. By the end of this class, you should be able to look at the person beside you and have an exact estimate on how much money they make as a content creator. It's not hard. All the information is publicly accessible. You just need the framework. So we're going to do some exercises to help you guys get right so that everybody can become a professional pocket watcher. Okay? I'm going to give you an example of a rough month I had where I lost a lot of money and then a good month I had where I made a lot of money, just to give you an idea of what my pockets look like so you could better watch other people's pockets. Okay? Only reason I'm really showing this is because, as you make more money, there's some people that actually just pocket the difference, but I'm a content creator. I've been a content creator since I was 12. I like to be able to do cool shit. So you don't get a chance to do that unless you start generating real revenue. In the months where I generate more revenue, I do cooler shit. In the months where it's a little bit slower, I had to slow it down. It's a business at the end of the day. You can't run out of money, otherwise you had to sell your house. If there's a company I like, I DM them. I DM Cinnabon 4 days ago. I DM Popeyes last month. I did a deal with them last week. So I just reach out. So this was a rough month for me, January, in terms of revenue. Chat, you know this. We had the weight loss marathon this month. It was expensive, bro. The house rental alone was $80,000. It was another $80,000 on top of the rest expenses just for that marathon. I had to lose 25 pounds in 10 days. I gained all the weight back. But it was great content, though. It was fantastic content, and that's all that mattered. And there was the rest of the expenses during the month. The different segments that you do. Anytime you need to rent something, buy something, move something, transport something, flights you're booking for people, the team that you have, the payroll. It's a business, bro, so there's going to be a lot of expenses, and it tallied up to $350,000, my nigga. It's a lot, bro. All of it is write-off.
Wanna be a boss.
Every business expense is write-off. This whole thing, yeah. My personal expense is not in this because that would be personal revenue split. It's okay to spend money on idea even if you think it's not going to make money. The reason why this was such a loser for us in terms of profit was because January has notoriously bad ads. And we didn't anticipate it was going to be that bad. If we do this in December, the weight loss marathon would have been very profitable. Companies don't pay for a lot of ads in the quarter one. January, February, March. So what you want to do is, so it's like you're still going to make content. You're not going to not make content in those months. But I didn't realize how big of a difference it was going to be. And at the time, I think some niggas pull ads from Twitch. It was just a bad time for ads. And so I lost maybe like $100,000 on that. And I wasn't able to make the money back in the rest of the month, which is okay because I was happy with the content, though. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of today's lesson is like, yo, whoa, it's cool to lose money as long as you...
That's what I'm saying. That's part of the reason why I started streaming. Like, make the content that's gonna make you happy. Period. That's the bar. That's it. Like, if you like do stuff that's gonna make you happy. I know, like, obviously you can't do it whatever you want, but you can do the things that make you happy within reason. Like, you can't rob a bank. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Some of y'all be too technical and literal. But yeah, you only get one life, far as we know. So why not live it to the best of your ability and use God's gift?
You're happy with the content because there's going to be other ideas you have that make money that's not that high lift, that's not that high production. This is what the revenue looked like for January on Twitch. You could tell it's a marathon because I had 300-hour stream. I really want y'all to focus in on this, though. This is why I'm saying ads are really underrated.
Did you just say 300 hours?
Do you see this purple section here? Those are ads. If I remove the ads, my budget is eviscerated. So I'm saying it's underrated because it's the main way I get to do cool stuff. It also helps convert subscribers because niggas want to subscribe if there's lots of ads, but I wouldn't recommend that because the main priority for small streamers is discovery. As you grow, I would recommend it more and more. But I really, truly believe it, bro. Like, without ads, and you can see this split here. I pulled it up on purpose. Like, on an average day in January, this is a marathon, so I was live the whole day. Keep in mind, there's ads playing the entire day, $4,000. And that's a bad day because if...
Hold on. Let's do some math. So he said, so I'm assuming this is the month for January. So if you stream roughly 300 hours, right? Hold on. $300. I'm trying to get it right. So 300 and say divided by 31. So you basically stream 9.6 hours every day for the month of January. roughly. Some days he might stream a little bit more than others, so you got to account for that. But 300 hours, 8 hours a day, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like, that's his job. But, like, if you have a 9 to 5 like me, it's possible, but, bro, you don't have to sacrifice some sleep. I'm going to I'm gonna let y'all know what month I'm gonna attempt this. This is insane. So the numbers are again 300, roughly 300 hours. It says 297 on the screen, but for the sake of it, it's 300. So 300 divided by 31 because it's 31 days in January. 'Cause that's the month we're basing this off of. A little over 9.5 hours, 9.67 hours. I'll show y'all. Hold on. Show y'all the whole number. Dim the screen. Maybe y'all can see it better now. Flip the screen so you can see it for real. But that's the number. That's crazy. But let's continue.
If this was done in December, that's gonna be 20,000, 25,000. In the months where you are buying more, advertisers are spending more. Black Fridays, Thanksgivings, Christmases, that season hits hard. Summertime, people going on vacation. So this was Twitch, and this is what YouTube looked like in a little bit more of an optimized month. And keep in mind, like, these are just clips from the stream, bro. So if we take a look, also, I nailed it on brand deals. We had a lot of mega brand deals that month. And so the overall revenue was fantastic. Even though we spent 500,000, we still made money. You get what I'm saying? So I spent 500, but I made 800. So that's a winner for us. You want to win more than you lose, because that's how you stay in business. But if you lose, it's not the end of the world. And I really want to say, like, now you have 282,000. What's your next big idea? You get what I'm saying? That's what money does. Like, what's your next big idea? Like, Streamer University, boom. Like, you guys all...
A good takeaway. So from what I've seen, what I noticed from Mr. Beast and them, so what they do, they'll take a lot of the revenue. Of course, they'll pocket a little bit. But with Mr. Beast, he pours a lot of his revenue from the last video into the next one. So it's a domino effect. So each video can get bigger, better, more outrageous, more outlandish. You know what I'm saying? Like the video when he cured, I think it's 1,000 or 2,000 blind people. But that one in particular, it didn't get as much views as the other stuff. But you would think that something like that would be one of his best videos with the most views. But for some reason, it didn't perform that way. It might have changed now, but back a while ago, that situation stands. We should check that out later. But let's continue. Excuse me.
I imagine are creatives. Like, you have good ideas in your notes, in your textbooks, in your phone. Like, that's what helps make it happen. But it's not... But I also don't think you spend 100% of it on that, though. That's why Webull is sponsoring this right here. Because you should also invest it. Whatever avenue you choose to do it in. It could be real estate. It could be investing in stocks. It could be in whatever you feel comfortable in. Get informed. If you need a great trading platform, Webull is your platform.
Shameless plug. I ain't mad at it.
So this is the pocket watching cheat sheet. I'm about to hand it out to y'all, okay? This is going to give you...
Hold on. Let me pause it so y'all can get it. Or read it to y'all. All right, that's 1 million YouTube average monthly views in tech finance. It's $15,000. Okay, so what he's saying, if you're making tech and finance videos, if you get 1 million views in a month, you'll make $15K a month. 1 million YouTube views a month for pranking guns, that's 3,000. Why? But why? I wonder why is that lower if you're having the same amount of views. Why? Oh, because I guess the tech and finance deeper pockets, obviously. Okay, so we got 1,000 concurrent viewers, max ads, 100 hours live, 15K. Okay. 1,000 concurrent viewers, no ads, 100 hours live, 5K. 1,000 viewer low end of a brand deal is 500. 1,000 viewer high end of a brand deal is 5K. 10,000 viewer low end brand deal, 8K. And 10,000 viewer high end brand deal, 100K. Some serious numbers.
A nice
bro.
average. What I want y'all to take from this is I'm giving you a few instances of what you can get on the lower end of brand deals, higher end of brand deals. Lower end of ads, higher end of ads. Lower end of monthly views on YouTube, higher end of monthly views on YouTube. The reason why I'm giving a range is because if you're in tech and finance on YouTube, you're at the peak. You get hella bread. You might make $15,000 from 1 million views. If you do pranks and IRLs, the chances are you're probably in the mid-range, 3,000 to 5,000. It's a huge behemoth of a difference. There's no way to just snipe it. You just have to account for the variables. Damn, I haven't looked at chat all stream. I could be getting cooked. Am I getting cooked? I don't know. I never know what to say.
Oh, what chat saying?
Yeah.
They're just freaking out at how much money you made and how much money you spent.
I know. I tell y'all niggas like I'm Mr. Beast, but I did try and put as much back into it as I can. Every once in a while, I get myself fried, you know? But depends on RPM, you're right, but the RPM is the range. That's what I'm talking about. You know, finance niggas get a higher one, prank niggas get a lower one. So I want y'all to take a look at this cheat sheet. What you need to understand about pocket watching is that it's all variable. You'll make, hold on, quiet down. You'll make more money in September than you will in February. It's true. So that has to be accounted. Maybe you had a peak month. You can't say a nigga makes that every month. Maybe you had a bad month. You can't say a nigga makes that every month. It's impossible. So you have to account for all the variables. There's a lot. What ad rate they run, right? Even the length of their YouTube videos, because you could fit more ads in a longer YouTube video. That's why a lot of people run them VOD channels, because it's an 8-hour video, bro. You could span that bitch with ads. Like, there's so many variables.
I know I told y'all I watched this before, but he's running through stuff I looked over the first time, so I'm still learning with y'all. This is crazy. It's so much to learn. So even in the short video, he was dropping gems.
That this should give you a baseline. If you see a nigga with 2,000 live viewers and you looking at his streaming like he's probably running about half ads, you can calculate them, watch for an hour, see how much ads he's running. You can find out exactly how much that nigga makes. All right, man, now's y'all turn to try, right? Let's give it a shot before I do it myself. Get in groups of 2, pocket watch. So all of that to say, it's just a formula. You have the cheat sheet. Just pace it. If there's a nigga getting 2,000 concurrent viewers, the metric is there for 1,000. Scale it up. Do a little bit of quick math, man. I think there's a lot of money in content.
Agent,
Yeah.
I just pocket watched Talib, and I'll tell you guys how.
Tell me how much you made.
So, Talib has a secret TikTok account. So that TikTok account, Talib posts 6 times a day.
Damn.
And then he makes from that in a month, he makes $134,400 in 1 month off TikTok. He has Snapchat, he posts 23 times a day because he likes LeBron. So he makes $35,000 a month. And then from Twitch, I didn't make
Might be accurate.
$250K a month.
I love that initiative. Let's clap it up for him. No cap, though. Deadass, that's how easy it is. Like, you kind of have a lot of what I do is based on, like, what I'm hearing, and even what I'm making, I can base it off of that. But you have the knowledge now. Like, you can pocket watch whoever you want to. I also want to say, like, there's a lot of money in content now, and that's a lot of the reason why people are getting into content. Those are frauds, okay? A lot of you people here, the reason why you got here is because you genuinely enjoy creating content. that you're a creative and that you want to see your ideas become reality. And so don't lose sight of the creative aspect because you're too busy chasing money, but don't lose sight of the money because you're too busy trying to be creative. At the end of the day, it's hand in hand. Your ability to do both is your ability to operate and execute. Most dudes, before we head out, first thing you got to do is bet on yourself. If you're afraid to do the idea because you think it might backfire, you don't believe in yourself. That doesn't mean take dumb risks. All right? Some of my risks, as I showed you, did not pay off financially, but it paid off for me. It fulfilled me as a content creator. So once you start to generate more, work with that. Work with that. That's your operating budget. Now you have an opportunity to cook a little bit more. Help grow your stream. I think consistency is important. In my third class on Sunday, I'm going to get more into strategy on how to grow as a streamer and stuff I learned and stuff like that. And I also want it to be cooperative. Like if there's things other people learn, we're going to share it as a class so we all learn. But for today, I'm really just focused on the pocket watching aspect. Bet on yourself, bro. If you don't believe in yourself, who the will? The purpose of this talk was I kind of wanted it to be funny, like packaging-wise, pocket watching. But I hope you at least learned like one thing that can help you make a little bit more money, bro. Deadass. I hope you did. Appreciate y'all, man.
Alright, he got another video.
All right, y'all. Class dismissed, man.
New McCrispy strips are made for dipping. Strip, dip, strip, dip. You get it?
Oh, boom, perfect.
Luxurious stuff, Louis Vuitton, this, that, the third. This is what's important. Just remember that. All right, let's talk.
Round two, get your pads and notepads out. I mean, your, what I say? Your pens and pads. Yeah.
Time for class, man. What up, class? Ready to get off the board. And if you just came in, take a seat, take a seat. It's gonna be a good class if you guys really want to learn. I'm excited, bro. I'm really excited. I hope you guys take something away from this. So look, today's class is gonna be dope. I'm really excited because we learn so much creating content, and rarely do you get a chance to share it. We all have learned something from the videos that we've created. So I'm gonna share what I've learned. At any point.
That is so true. We learn a lot from our past work, especially like being a videographer. Every video that I shot, I've always learned something. And I took it to try to incorporate it into the next video to make it bigger, better, more clear, whether it's color grading, editing, how I shot it, where I shot it at, the angle, all that stuff. Take that into account.
Point, you guys can also try and share what you've learned. Take something away from what I'm about to say. There's gonna be some gems that's gonna help you elevate your content, no matter what type of content you do. Okay? Type of I am, man. I like to start my classes with a little pop quiz. With a pop quiz, man. So we're gonna pass around some papers and just answer them honestly. It's okay if you're wrong. We're gonna help answer some of those questions by the end of this class. So chat, just so you guys can see the pop quiz. It's pretty simple. What is the best stream camera? The minimum viewers to stream full time?
Most important metric for you to
Most important metric for YouTube, most important metric for Twitch. Simple. You guys got 30 seconds. Yo, Ray. Hey, man. Did you come to Streamer University to learn, or did you come here to socialize?
I'm gonna say
You're wrong.
No, I'm not. DCBB.
You're wrong.
That's right. DCBB.
You're wrong.
It's DCBB.
Holy smokes, every answer was wrong. Every single one, you're 0 for. On God, yeah.
On God?
Yeah. So look, for the pop quiz, on question 1, if you wrote A, Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, you are correct. You are 100% correct. It's way better. If you do phone streams, Sony A9 is a photography camera, Ray. You wrote the Sony A9.
So, being a photographer, right? So what I'm noticing is that you can stream with a photography camera or even a cinema camera if you have the HDMI set to the capture card. But it's a hassle with storage. Like if I shot this with my Black Magic, I would have to mess with the proxy or record it and dumb it down later in like CapCut or another software to get the file size down. But with the phone, that's what I've recorded on now. It's not a Samsung 25, it's a 20. But it's so much easier. Like, oh, now it's following me. Can I get that to stop? Hold on. Well, it's still doing it. But I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? It's easier to edit on the phone, is what I'm noticing. Especially like now that I'm doing it live, I'll chop it up. Like you saw me do the stuff with speeds live earlier, right? So I chopped that up. That's one video. The last video that we just watched, the first initial class with Agent, that'll be another video. There's the final class, that'll be another video. So now, just off this live, I have 3 videos already dipped in the bud and ready to post on YouTube. Well, it's already posted on YouTube. The live, this is live. But what I'm gonna do, chop each segment up or each video up, and then try to make some shorts from that. And that way I never run out of content. Because my problem was I was running out of ideas for content. Not even that, but I felt like I hit a ceiling with what I was doing with the photography content. Now that I'm doing reactions and stuff, I can kind of stretch it out a bit. And it's so much easier just to chop things up. I don't have to do a whole lot of editing, and that's the main thing. Find something that's easy, something that you like. I already watched YouTube anyway, so this a no brainer. So keep that in mind. I know that was a lot. That was a mouthful, but let's continue.
That is a photography camera that from 5 years ago, my nigga. It's a $6,000 photography camera. It is not the best for streaming. For B, if you wrote B, you are correct. If you wrote B, you are correct. 50 is the minimum viewers if you want to do it full time. You just have to optimize the 50. So just because your viewership is not sky high doesn't mean it's not possible to do it full time. It just means you have to optimize the 50. For question number 3, if you wrote C, watch time is the most important metric, you are correct. That's law, YouTube law. Watch time is king. 4, if you wrote concurrent viewers A, you are correct. All right, so pay attention. Okay, I want to do some basics because there's going to be some smaller streamers in here, but it's going to be a lot of stuff that's not basic.
Okay. Boom. That's crazy. So to get into streaming, you really don't have to use a 25 Ultra. Use what you have. If you got a webcam, use a webcam. You got your phone, use your phone. Any phone would really do just to get started. Like I said, I have a Samsung, but it's a 20. It's already half the year. I might wait to get the 26 or whatever they're going to do. Will I ever get the live view or the TVU back? Possibly. If I get bigger like I think I'm going to get, obviously I have more budget, then yeah, that could be something we talk about. But with that, I would probably use like a DSLR, mirrorless camera or something. And you can really get creative with that. But that's something to think about. But that 30K price tag.
If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I'll call you when I have a chance. Depending on your budget, okay? I want to say you can stream with anything. You can do a desktop stream with a fucking laptop webcam. On God, it doesn't matter, bro. Many of the biggest streamers from like Aiden, Kai, they all use simple cameras. Just like it could be grainy shit, it doesn't matter. People do not value quality when it comes to, if you stream in 4K, you won't get a single additional viewer as a result. I really want to clarify that because some people feel like the tech is what holds them back. If you're at a $1,000 budget, the S25 Ultra is the best. I think it's a little more than 1,000, but for a $1,000 budget. For a 2.5, it's gonna be this live view backpack. It molds together different connections so that you have a stronger overall connection. It's more expensive, but you can connect it to a bigger body camera. So the overall price is gonna be a little bit higher, but it's going to be worth it. Now, if you're a big streamer, there's no reason why you don't get this one. I don't know how new it is because we just got it 4 months ago, but it's cracked. Like, it's prioritized data. I don't lag, basically, and it's so hard for me to lag. It's very hard, especially if you do a lot of IRLs. If you do desktop and gaming, obviously this stuff isn't required. I'm telling you, bro, I had a couple large streamers ask me yesterday whether 30,000 was a worthwhile purchase. It's your job, right? So, like, we spend money on dumber things. Ray, for example, bought a Supra for $50,000. You get what I'm saying? So if you could buy a Supra for $50,000, you could buy this bag for $30,000. Feel me? I got an apartment for absolutely no reason, just to see if I would like it. So keep that in mind. You spend money doing dumb shit. Why not spend money investing in your business, bro? I feel like we get stingy when it comes to shit like this, but then we spend bags on shit when it comes to luxurious stuff, Louis Vuitton, this, that, the third. This is what's important. Just remember that. All right, let's talk Twitch discovery. Who here streams on Twitch? Okay, we know Twitch has no discovery. It's unfortunate. It's really challenging to get new people to see your content. Unless they're browsing on the huge tab of thousands of other streamers in your category, and then why pick yours? You can't put a thumbnail up there. It's very hard to get noticed. So it truly is non-existent. The way people get discovered on Twitch is through other platforms. If you're big on YouTube, especially if you're big on TikTok, do we have anyone whose primary platform is TikTok? This is your opportunity. TikTok is the best way for new people to see your face. You're going to want to transfer those people over to your stream. So followers per hour is the only kind of relevant metric I've seen on Twitch. So just remember, like, you want people to follow. It's not a pointless metric. It's not an empty number. It's the only kind of relevant metric. I don't know how true it is because obviously I'm not an engineer, but many people have said that's how you end up right over here. If Twitch...
Hey, yeah, it's kind of sucky that Twitch don't have no reach for real. I noticed that too. Like, you're in a sea of content, like at the bottom of the ocean, and all the top dogs is at the surface. It's hard to get up there, like to get discovered on Twitch. So you definitely
notice a lot of new people is following your channel. They're way more likely, even if you're not being followed, to put you on the list of people over here, which means there's a form of discovery, even though it's very challenging, that exists. I would say, like, collabing, meeting people and stuff like that is super, super essential. This is as good as it gets, unfortunately. Maybe that changes one day, not right now. YouTube discovery. This is where the opportunity lies, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be honest with you. This, really, you could do 10 classes on this and not completely tell the whole story. So it's not, I'm gonna be summarizing a lot, but watch time is king. I'm gonna give you some examples. So 2 recent videos I uploaded to my channel, most expensive Pokemon card opening. This is what I would call a low appeal video, right? Even the thumbnail kind of insinuates that it's a reaction more than an actual opening. Like, people are getting a quick snapshot. You're one of 50 videos on a page. You're competing for everybody's attention. They could only click one video. This one didn't perform all that well. It did 57,000 views. This one, on the other hand, my reactions tend to do really well. Part of YouTube is understanding your audience. Something that does well for me might not do well for Ash. It might do differently for the next person. So you have to understand what your audience likes. If you're not going back to see what performed well, you actually don't care about growing. I'm being honest. If you don't go in your analytics every few days to see how your video's been performing, any adjustments you need to make, you don't care about growing. You just want to grow. What's that?
Odin Valhalla Rising, now available on mobile and PC, exclusively with Google Play Games. Ascend to Valhalla on a large...
How you feel about, like, channel managers? Like,
It could work. It could work, especially if they have experience. but some channel managers are managing 8 channels. Then it's like a priority issue. And also, you just have to make sure they have experience. I think understanding appeal is super important. This is gonna sound a little harsh, but I want you to take this in a positive way. People don't really care. Even the way you consume content, people don't really care. Getting people to care is challenging. Getting people to care about you is challenging. Getting people to care about your idea is challenging. You have to create appeal. Streamer University has been getting marketed for like 5 months. He's been talking about this for 5 months. He's been giving us updates for 5 months. He's been hyping it up for 5 months. So when Streamer University happens, extreme appeal. The actual execution of it increased the appeal even more, okay? In comparison to an idea that flops. Understanding your audience, putting yourself in the shoes of your audience is essential to getting a good idea of what's gonna work. It's easy to find a crossover between what you like and what your audience likes. So many times I see people, oh, I don't wanna do that. And what? Nigga, I was uploading my GM videos for 4 years. You think that's the only thing I wanted to do? But that's what my audience needed at the time. I was able to make a pivot, there's strategy to that, into more general genres until I got a chance to just be as variety as possible. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys some numbers just to give you an idea. This was my Pokemon pack opening. If you don't know, if you're not very familiar with these graphs, you don't care. And I don't mean that to be mean. I mean that to kind of be in your ass a little bit. You need to be very familiar with these graphs. You should see this and immediately know what it is. You should get that comfortable. After tonight, once you're done tomorrow, you should get in these graphs. YouTube is a good discovery tool. This audience retention is not good. Now, it's not good because it's 33% can mean anything, right? It depends on the length of the video. It depends on what channel it was uploaded to. It depends on the norms of that genre. There's a lot of variables. But for me and my channel, 33% is not good. Huge drop-off. You can see like 30% of people left in the first 10 seconds of this. That means that the video is likely to perform bad because if people leave early, less watch time. Watch time is king. And then the other thumbnail you...
So look, right? What I noticed is a lot of creators, when they first, maybe like the first, let's say 15 to 30 seconds, you'll see captions in their video. Like some of them do a lot of them with the emojis at the top, on top of the caption. I guess that's to help with retention. And I'm noticing that works a little bit too. Granted, this channel right now doesn't have too many subscribers, followers, whatever. But I see a bit more increase in the views or a little bit more retention once I did that versus not doing it.
You seen, this was the reaction video. A lot lower lift. Keep in mind, the Pokemon video cost $1,000 to open the packs, right? This video was free. I was reacting to License being interviewed by Brandon Buckingham. This video there's always gonna be some drops, but you see how it holds? So the audience retention, a lot stronger, 43%. Average view duration, 20 minutes on I think like 46-minute video. To me, that's a good audience retention. This was one of the higher performing reactions on my channel. And this was uploaded 3 days ago. I think it already has like 300,000 views. I see another hand. What's that?
If you make one type of content and you want to branch out and feed your community new content, what would you say is the best way to do that?
We could talk about that. The strategy to that is super complicated. The best thing you can do if you want to do different type of content is to see what everyone else did. Let me give you an example. Back when I was making my GM content, you guys know what my GM is? It's a game mode on NBA 2K. It's super niche. It's the one where you manage different teams and trade players and stuff, right? The only person that was able to pivot at that time out of that community and do park stuff, because the community for the park content, you know what park is? That community was way bigger, was a streamer, a content creator named Lost and Unbound. I studied everything the nigga did. Every video to the T. I watched everything he did to learn how he went from my GM to park, and I did it. So I was able to do the same thing. So part of it is just studying. There's people that have done it before you. The likelihood that you're the first one to do it is very low. So you should be researching what other people around you are doing. So this was the watch time a few months ago on the channel when it wasn't performing all that well. Sorry, this is not the pocket watching.
Right now, I am kind of all over the place. I'm trying to see what works best with the gaming, reactions, food reviews. I did a few food reviews I'm going to post soon. Review. I did a food review that I will post soon. So yeah, I definitely once I find something that'll stick more, then I'll try to stick in that niche or do the majority content around that.
In class, we blocked the revenue. So the watch time is 3.3 million. When you see that number, the first question you should ask is, how do I get that number up? To get people to watch longer videos, that's one strategy. Can you think of another strategy? Scum? Correct. Do more, higher frequency. Part of strategy is also uploading more. This is a clip channel. The more I upload, the higher the watch time. The higher the watch time. So this is the number you really want to spend a lot of time focusing on. We made a lot of changes to the channel to optimize the content. And in a month's time, the watch time is looking like this. The average views per video is up significantly. The audience retention is up significantly. People are caring about the content a lot more. So I'm showing you to say 3.3 to 3.8 is not gonna blow nobody's socks off, but it was $20,000 more. You get what I mean? So like, don't think about it like, oh, it's a marginal improvement. It's a very, very big improvement. It's a very big improvement. If you can make those month over month, imagine where you'll be in a year.
Wait, how did you systematically do that though?
We uploaded more. We started doing recaps in the videos that were way higher appeal. So this is a whole different ballpark of trying to retain people's attention once they click on the video. We just made the videos way more interesting to watch for people that watch the content and for people that don't know me and just watching for the first time. We also focus more on converting subscribers for people that watch. We did that with the outro, and we did that with lower thirds, and we did that with better overall audience retention in the video. So that's a whole nother talk, but there's a lot of strategy that goes into that as well. Right now, when it comes to creating content, TikTok is king. The only reason people don't think this is because you can't make that much money off TikTok, which is true. But you don't need to make that much money off TikTok. You need people to learn who you are on TikTok, right? You're gonna funnel those people to the platforms you can make money, YouTube and Twitch. The larger you can get on TikTok, the easier it's gonna be for you to tell your audience to go to other platforms. One content creator I want y'all to study is Jinxie. Jinxie posts on TikTok all the time, and he finds sneaky ways to mention his stream or tell people to go to his stream in the middle of his shit all the time. Look for it. Like, don't see it as a viewer, see it as a content creator trying to learn. He is one of the best strategists. I don't even know if he does it strategically. He might just be doing it because he enjoys it, but he'll do like funny motivational stuff on TikTok. He'll go play golf or funny shit on TikTok. He'll do content and he'll mix in a reminder to go to where he wants them, his stream. I also mean TikTok is king because TikTok Live is now very, very powerful. If you say nigga, you will be blacklisted. If you don't say nigga, you should be streaming on TikTok the same time you stream on Twitch every single time. I'm being serious. To all my people that don't say nigga, put your hands up. Yes, if they say nigga, the TikTok is gonna see that as hate speech and your account will get shadow banned. It'll get guaranteed. So the reason I didn't, just so you asked, you might be wondering why I didn't mention YouTube. If you deal in copyrighted stuff, you react to sports, you react to music, you play games that have music, and you can't turn it off, streaming on YouTube becomes a lot more challenging. If your content's simpler, if you're a gamer in here and most of your content is gaming, can I see some hands? All right, y'all opportunity is on YouTube. I should mention that. Co-streaming on YouTube is big because YouTube has discovery for the live and it has good monetization. There's a good video I'm gonna recommend y'all. Moist Critical uploaded showing the revenue difference between YouTube and Twitch. You can stand to make a lot more on YouTube if your content can fit what that platform wants. For me, it doesn't, so I don't know that much about it.
Because I just want to say, from personal experience, I stream on YouTube, I stream on Twitch, I post on YouTube, but none of my Twitch streams become YouTube stuff, so I made a live channel like you're talking about.
Yep.
And it makes way more than my Twitch, like 5 times.
Yeah. That might change the more your ads go up on Twitch. The more your ads go up on Twitch, it might be the case that your Twitch will make more than YouTube, but it depends on the streamer. Hold on, let's make it through a little bit more of the class before we answer questions. Ideas, okay? Yo, I mean this in the nicest way possible. If you're struggling with ideas, you're gonna have a very tough time being a content creator. You guys are all very creative. Just because, nigga, I spend 3 times a week brainstorming ideas for hours. I have my strategies. Personally, I like to go on drives and play the Brand Food playlist on Spotify. Sometimes I'll lay in my bed, do my Wim Hof breathing strategies, and just brainstorm. It really depends on what you're into. Like, I have my preferences. You should be brainstorming all the time. I mean, all the time. At night, after every stream, me and my team talk. We talk ideas, we talk what's tomorrow, we talk what's next week. You should be brainstorming so much you have thousands of ideas. I'm not exaggerating. I leave my ideas on a notes, and then on each of my notes, I'll have like, oh, Saturday, I'm opening Pokemons, I got reacts, and then I'm working on the backyard. We're doing some construction to the backyard. Sunday, we were supposed to bury a TV with Ray, and then we mounted Ray's TV. Monday, we got a slow-mo cam coming to the house. We got confessions. We got whatever. So this is what I do. So if you guys watch Kai's streams, you know he has a big whiteboard. He likes to put his ideas on a whiteboard. I'm saying that to say you could have whatever strategy you fucking want. It just depends on you, but make sure it works for you. You're going to have an idea, and the next person's going to do it before you. That's tough. It happens. That's tough. It happens. So when you have ideas and you're passionate about it, jump on the idea, man. Don't wait so long before jumping on the idea. There's so many content creators that might jump to it before you, and you should be the first.
How do you get the creative drive to come up with an idea?
You should just always be doing it. You don't even need to feel creatively inspired. You should be like, oh, damn, at 10, I'm brainstorming. You know? For me personally, I like brainstorming with people. Sometimes I'll invite Caleb and Chris into the room and they don't talk. I just yap. And eventually, my yap will trigger an idea from them, or I'll come up with an idea. That's actually the number one way I come up with ideas. That's how I came up with the Pokemon Go Marathon, which I'm doing in a few weeks. I'm really excited for. So, yeah, very excited for that. So I'm saying that to say you can come up with whatever. You can have an app that helps you organize it if you want to. For me, my phone is easy. It's accessible. This is what I do. I'm going to show you guys some examples of streamers just so you guys can do the same when you go home. Queso is amazing, bro. Queso started on TikTok. He blew up on NBA 2K content. His personality was so vibrant, his character was so appealing that he was quickly able to transition that to streaming. He took that TikTok audience, as we were talking about, and he was able to transition it into streaming. And then he was able to take that streaming audience and transition that to the YouTube. He uploads every day, 600K, 800K, 600K. He's crushing it. If he's not making like $1 million a month, I don't know who the fuck is, bro. But you wouldn't think it though, because sometimes he's not in drama all the time. If you don't watch a lot of gaming content, if you're a gamer and you're not watching what Queso's doing, you're not trying. I mean that with the bottom of my heart. He is operating at such a high level, and he does it so genuinely, bro. I watch his streams all the time, sometimes to learn, sometimes because he's hilarious. I also want to say something that's kind of important here. And it's like, it's something that a lot of people wouldn't consider a science, but it's his face card. Do you see the thumbnails? Yes. You could spot this nigga face from anywhere. You get what I'm saying? He puts his face on everything.
Speaking of thumbnails, yes, I took pictures in a certain orange shirt and hat, and I'm gonna use those for my what's the name? Thumbnails. I guess repetition is key, so they see the orange or whatever. I took like different facial expressions, stuff like that.
It's so much easier for him. Maybe like his face is easily visible in every thumbnail. If you're on TikTok and you see his face, you know that's Queso. People seeing your face and that meaning something to them is very important. When they see Ash's face and they know, oh, he does this type of content, what do you want to be known for? Your face should immediately translate to the general audience as something you want to be known for. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes you're not in control of that. All right, Canel, this is a little bit of a alternate pick. Canel did something really interesting most people didn't realize. This is his second channel, Eugene Dingleberry, okay? Most people grow their Twitch on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram Reels, the short form. He's growing it through YouTube, which is very, very interesting. He's pulling hundreds of thousands of views per video on stream clips on his second channel that he's trying to convert over to the Twitch. I think this mode is a little less efficient than TikTok. That's why I think TikTok's king, but it's another way to do it. If you're primary on YouTube, the opportunity is there too. Any platform with discovery means you could be discovered, but then you could also have the power to send them in different directions, different platforms, stuff like that. Canel did a really good job. I feel like he's a very underrated content creator, and he's the one, I really wish he made it here because I feel like he's one of the people that his content is way better than what people are currently giving him credit for. So shout out to Canel. Ludwig. Ludwig is a really, really interesting case. I was just in a tournament with Ludwig, and he drafted the worst possible team. We got fucking skunked 2 days ago. But he's a great guy, though. He does YouTube-focused streams. He'll spark his stream, mid-stream, start a YouTube video. Hey, guys, welcome to YouTube video. Today is a generic intro. His is going to be a lot more optimized. But you see the thumbnail. Every part of this thumbnail is by design. This nigga is a master of packaging. He's a master of titling, he's a master of thumbnail, and he does a great job at cross-pollinating his YouTube and his Twitch. He had a YouTube deal for a while where he streamed on YouTube exclusively, and now he co-streams. So he's an example of somebody, including Jinxie, that co-streams, right?
Do you see my content is brain rot?
Say it again?
Do you see my content is brain rot?
Is your content brain rot? A little bit, yeah.
Why would he ask?
Yeah. I really recommend you guys watch Ludwig because I think he's very intelligent. And he's a very good entertainer, bro. He understands the art of entertaining. He does a great job of putting together high appeal events that bring a lot of attention to him. And he challenges himself to a lot of marathons and interesting content. He has a very unique community, and it's hard to find communities like that. If you guys haven't already, please take a look at Ludwig's channel. He's one to study. He's one person you're gonna want to study. Viewers POV. This is important because as a content creator, sometimes you're so caught up in what you want and your passions that you sometimes lose sight of what people want. So just because you want to do something doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, right? If you guys play game shit, can we get some hands in the sky? You stream games at all? All right, what type of games do y'all stream? Scum?
Horror games, sports, wagers,
Yep.
stuff like that.
What type of games do you stream?
Usually shooters.
Shooters? Okay, so let's do an example here. If you switched it up and played League of Legends because you wanted to,
My bad.
that's your right as a streamer. But it's their right to not give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? So you could do it. Some people don't care. They'll do whatever they want. But in terms of good strategy, think about your audience. Like, they're gonna be like, damn, they watch because it's you, some of them. But it's like, nigga, I know I don't want to watch League of Legends. You know, even if it's my favorite person doing it. So just understand, put yourself in your viewers, your average viewer's POV.
Well, I do have a question because I actually have been moving away from that after doing the same thing for like 2 years now. So I'm glad that you said that. What do you think is like the best way to like transition your old community into something new? Just to like.
It depends on what the new thing is and how different it is from what you're currently doing.
Okay.
You know, like if you're a COD person, transitioning to GTA 6 when it comes out will be pretty easy. They're both really casual games that casual gamers play. But if you're a COD person transitioning to fucking NBA, actually 2K might not be too bad neither because a lot of 2K players play COD. FIFA, then you're gonna lose some people. So just understand where your audience is. Even for my agency, I love y'all niggas, but there's certain games y'all not gonna watch me play, bro. Friends, this is very important. My mom used to tell me this all the time, and I took it for granted, and now it's honestly the most true thing I've ever heard. Yo, bro, if you're around a bunch of losers, you're gonna lose. I don't know how else to explain it. Dead ass. You're gonna leave here, you're gonna go back to whatever city you're from, and you're gonna be around people. If those people aren't on the same pursuit as you, they don't have to be streamers. I mean, like, taking life serious. Like, if they're not trying to try, bro, you will match that energy, I'm telling you. And operators, people that are winning, don't want to be around that. You are actively repelling away the energy that you're trying to attract. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Back when I wasn't making any money off streaming YouTube, nothing.
I was locked in for a second, y'all. My bad.
7 years I did this, $0, bro. Out of love, I just enjoyed it. I would still be doing it, obviously part-time, but out of love if I wasn't here with this opportunity. But I had friends. We used to get on Skype, RIP Skype in the chat. RIP Skype. We used to be on Skype. We used to talk to each other every day. Every day we would hop in a Skype call. I would mute and say, yo, I'm about to record a video. Boom, I record a video. I'll come back to the Skype call, play 2K with the guys, grind my players, shit like that. I was a 2K content creator. I was in my bag with people that was in their bag. You get what I'm saying? You could be around whoever you want to, bro, but you'll go in whatever direction they're going in. So make sure you want to go where they're going, bro. Okay, I want to do something special, all right? So some brands, I did a sponsorship in my pocket watching class with Weeble and they loved it. But then other brands saw that, and they were like, bro, how can we get involved and help some small streamers? So can we put hands up if you've never done a brand deal before? I'm gonna have you guys stay after class because Droptics, Bays, and Moon Oral Beauty wanna be your first brand deal. Obviously not the easiest decision to make, you feel me? Because it's not much time to do it, and there's only 3 brand deals to go around. Shout out to these brands, man. Droptics, Bays, and Moon Oral Beauty. I'm not getting paid from this. They just seen people receiving help. There's been so much wholesome vibes, and I want to keep it going, bro. They're willing to offer $5,000 to 3 different streamers to do their first ever brand deal, okay? So I mulled it over with the chat, and the decision was Esty, Coach, and Kai. Can you please come to the front of the class? Congrats. Congrats. Congrats.
W coach.
So look. So look. We'll have a conversation about talking points, how to deliver them, and then we'll have some time so you can do that. Maybe today, hopefully today, on campus. I feel like that'd be fire. So, I mean, which one would y'all rather do between Droptics, Bays, and Moon Oral Beauty? Yeah, I like your. Which one you want?
We'll let you choose first.
You can take Bays. Okay, you want to go Moon? Can you go Droptics? Absolutely, bro. I love your attitude, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll talk. I'm going to get you guys contacts if you can stay back so that we can spend some time to go over talking points and how you guys are going to deliver and stuff like that. I really want to say a huge shout out to these brands. They just did it out of love. They know realistically the ROI and doing something on a smaller streamer is not going to hit as hard, but they love the idea of opportunity and they love the idea of making people's dreams come true. So $5,000 is going to be big, bro. I really appreciate that.
All right, that's it for that one. So it's another video that I want to show y'all, and we will do another reaction to.
So first thing I want to say is you guys deserve this opportunity.
Like I said, is this one? It's a 3-part video in 3 videos, if you get what I'm saying. But this is a continuation of his final class. Now he invited the 3 streamers that the chat chose back to the crib. And he just giving them some more game, dropping a lot of gems. And we're going to get into what they got going on here.
Okay. It wasn't no handout whatsoever. Honestly, my chat loved you guys the most. You guys had an opportunity to make an impression. That's important because, like, sometimes all you have is the impression. The way you talk, the things you're saying, the way you carry yourself is important. Now, you also have to be authentic. There's hella brand deals. I just came with my slides and my toes out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You take me as I am, you feel me? I'm not going to be any different as a result, but you also have to make sure the brands know that as well because the last thing you want to be is inauthentic.
Right.
So the 3 brands were Droptics, it was Bays, and it was the Moon Oral Beauty. This is gonna be your example that you send to every brand moving forward. As you have more good examples, your library, your portfolio is gonna get bigger. You know, like anybody, as you train somebody, the likelihood that you get somebody else is higher because you always reference the last person that you train. Sometimes people do brand deals and like their priority is just doing the bare minimum. They could feel that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, Bang doesn't pay me any extra or A&P any extra because I drink them all the time. Like, contractually, there's certain things we have to do, but also because I enjoy the product, it's just easy for me to drink it all the time. That love is easy to translate. So, let's start with Droptics. So the talking points for this one is focus enhancing. It relieves dryness, redness, and fatigue caused by intense focus. So I guess they're trying to like angle it towards like gamers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the first thing you want to do in this circumstance is you want to think, what's something I could do on stream that I could fit this into that will feel natural, but will also be good content.
Yeah.
Sometimes brands are gonna ask you to do things that is gonna make the content a little worse. We push back on those. Some things are absolutely necessary, and other things they're willing to flex on. Let me give you a really good example. We flew to Vegas to promo S25. It would have been very easy for us to just do the S25 COD mobile ad for 2 hours and get off stream. That's bad business. That's the bare minimum. So okay, how can we sandwich that with other content that has very high appeal? I told Chris to search all over Vegas, thank you, for things that were very interesting to do so that we can make a longer stream out of it, and the Samsung thing would be the one part of it. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm not just doing an ad and getting paid. Now I'm sandwiching good content in there. Especially if you're traveling somewhere, there's gems in every city. For the Samsung thing, we found the pawn shop, the famous pawn shop from the show Pawn Stars. We gotta go there. So we started off with something we knew was gonna give us a good title and thumbnail. Not thumbnail, because it's not YouTube, but we did upload it on YouTube.
I used to watch that show.
So Pawn Shop is gonna be in the title. Content plan, Pawn Shop. Pawn Shop is gonna bring people in. They're gonna be excited to see the Pawn Shop. We went in there, we shopped. Dylan was there with us, so we're doing it with someone that the chat also knows and loves. And so that brings people in. In between that, we have S25 ad. We made the changes to make it as interesting as possible. We want to retain as much viewership as possible. But then after that, we don't want people to leave once the ad comes in there. So to keep as many people in there as possible, let's do something after. So we found this restaurant where, like, if you don't finish the food you order, you get spanked. It's called Heart Attack Grill. But that's a gem, though. Like, you have to research that. So then we went to Heart Attack Grill. So you can hear me as I'm doing the ad. I'm telling chat, like, we're going to Heart Attack Grill later. You're not going to want to miss it. So now there's an ad, but there's something before to bring.
I want to start doing stuff like that, doing fun stuff like that. I'm about to start. I'm gonna figure something out. I'm gonna bring something real special for y'all, for sure. Cause just him saying that seemed crazy. They spank you if you don't finish your food. Yeah, he's right. He's right. That they already like that idea. Even the title they will put for that video it already has you locked in. So.
People in something after to keep people there, and there's an ad that we tried our best to optimize. We're getting money, we're doing great content, everybody wins. So that's an example of what you should be trying to do with Droptics, with Bays, and with Moon Oral Beauty. In your own ways. The first thing you have to know is what their expectations are. Some brands, like Droptics, for example, they might just want awareness. They want people to know what their product is. Some brands, Bays, maybe they want conversion, right? Maybe they want people to click the link and go buy the product. So you have to understand what specifically it is they want so that you can help them deliver that. For Webull, they wanted conversion. They wanted people to go to the platform. That was the pocket watching class. And they wanted people to use their trading platform. So I understand that. That's something that I referenced throughout the thing. And I found ways to include it into my lesson that didn't feel like it was taken away from the content. Like, it's so much, it's so easy to do brand deals in ways that, like, are fun. And the thing is once you start to build a portfolio, you'll get more and more fun brand deals. It'll be easy. Once you're doing brand deals with the brands you use anyway, like the clothes you wear anyway, and the events you like to go to anyway, the Rolling Louds, like, layups. You're getting paid to, at that point, do what you want. That's what we're trying to get to. So in this instance, Corey, you don't have to come up with it instantly, but let's brainstorm, like, for Droptics, how can you see yourself packaging the content to make this as appealing as possible based on, like, what you like to do? And you don't have to rush to an answer because sometimes it takes a lot of brainstorming, but part of it is just, like, shooting out ideas. One of them is going to stick.
Well, I know for sure because my training starts so early in the day. I probably try to see, like, how long I can go without, like, how long I can go in the day before my eyes start to kind of, like, feel draggy. And then I'll probably try to implement the drops before my eyes start dragging. Because my day is, like, from 4 in the morning all the way to 10 p.m. at nighttime. I just think that it's going to be very easy for me to kind of, like, use this throughout the day because my eyes do get tired. And one of these things that it does is it creates focusness once you start using it. So I do think that it'll be more easy for me to kind of use this because my lifestyle is almost a 20-hour day all day long. So like I said, I don't think it's going to be very hard for me to kind of, like, show people that using this also increase my visibility and increase my eyesight and increase my endurance as far as, like I say, it take away, like, the laziness. Because once your eyes start getting tired, you do start getting tired. Like, once your eyes start getting heavy, you feel like it's time for a nap, it's time to sleep. So, like I say, I don't think it's going to be hard for me, but I do think I'm going to have to find innovative ways to kind of, like, show the eye drops throughout my trainings.
Yeah,
I'm not a gamer.
So let's think.
So boom. The fact that he had so he's gonna have the other two talk as well, right? So what I like about this is the fact that They're promoting their products right now. They really don't have to shoot another video, but by them doing so, they're going above and beyond for the brands. So already off the bat, from what they're gonna talk about, they can chop that up and post that, and the brands will see that, and then make their own individual video and go from there.
Let's think packaging, okay?
Okay.
The idea could be fucking phenomenal, but if it's not, if you can't easily package it, you won't be able to communicate that.
Got it.
So in your circumstance, my brain immediately went to endurance, marathon. If this is for when your eyes are getting tired, let's get people's eyes tired. Last to leave the gym, okay? Now, you got $5,000 to work with, okay? You could pocket some of that 5 bands because you're gonna need it. But what if you put 1,000 up for a prize? So now you're putting 1,000 up for a prize, but now it's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do in the gym the whole time? What if there's like challenges throughout? Ways to eliminate people. If you're not active enough, like if you don't burn a certain amount of calories per hour, you're eliminated.
Got it.
Like if you can gamify it so that each hour has its own bit of content, you know how easy it's gonna be to sell this?
Right.
By hour 4, hour 5, man, as they get tired, man, throw a drop tick at it, man. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you made 4,000 profit. You got 5,000 from the brand.
Right.
You put 1,000 up as the appeal for the content.
Yeah.
You're promoting your content in a way that's like natural.
Love it.
But that's the packaging, like the idea. Sometimes it's just like looking at what other people are doing. I didn't come up with the idea myself. Mr. B said the idea. And Jamal mentioned it, and you had a conversation with Jamal. So now my brain is thinking, maybe that's content you can do with
Right.
Jamal. So I would shoot that shot. But that's one idea.
That's all right.
And so then all you have to do is take a look at the talking points: fatigue recovery, redness relief, hydration boosting, cooling comfort, irritant protection, and find ways to include some of these talking points. But you notice it say only use a couple. What if you use 5?
Right.
Now you're over-delivering.
Over-delivering. Love that.
And in an endurance stream, you have so many opportunities.
Yeah.
And so you have to feel out the brand. In this instance, I know for a fact they have a good budget. So, like, you could tell based on the brand. Sometimes just do your research, but like some brands are strapped. They don't have the money, okay? In those instances, just do your best, obviously. But if you know there's an opportunity for more money, why not crush it?
Go crazy.
Why not crush it? So I've done that so many times where I over-delivered, they loved it, and they brought me in for something even crazier next time.
Even just getting them as a repeat brand, like I say, if they can't go over the top with the budget, just getting them as a repeat brand means it matters too. So,
But your avenue is unique too. You're in fitness. So their product is like pretty ideal for like you're a whole avenue of people they can reach out to. So like sometimes it's just like you just have to create and sell that appeal.
got it.
Let's talk Moon Oral Beauty. So in this instance here, like they only got like 4 talking points. Okay? So usually when I see that, I think the brand is kind of new to this.
Okay.
Because most of the time they'll come up with a ton of talking points and they'll tell you to pick a couple.
Okay.
But in this instance, there's only a handful of things they even want you to hit.
Right.
First of all, you have great teeth. So like you're a great candidate in this instance for someone that could promote self-care.
Right.
So they're gonna care about things like that. Look,
Yes.
feel me? Some brands, I don't know if Moon is a good example of one, but some brands also want to have a diverse pool of people. So like they want people that look different because it's gonna be all types of people that want to buy the product.
Right.
So they want people that's gonna be able to represent them. So you want to do your best to represent you. You know, and as people look at you, they're gonna be like, oh snap, like you want people to see you using the product and be like, damn, I think that's necessary for me in my life. Because anything that's optional, any purchase that's optional, like that drop ticks or Moon Oral Beauty, you have to make it feel like a necessity. You get what I'm saying? So like obviously oral health is essential. In this instance, their talking points include teeth whitening, toothpaste, and more. It's trusted by professionals, award-winning oral beauty, clinically proven results. One thing I did in my classes that you can borrow is just using a lot of visuals.
Okay.
Visuals help a lot. Like, can you imagine my class if there was no graphs, no numbers, and it was just me yapping? A lot more boring. So try and use visuals. Use the product a lot.
Yep.
Your experience might sell it for you.
Yeah.
You feel me? So use the product over the course of 1 week, 2 weeks before it's time to do the brand deal. and then you can speak from the heart about like the things you liked about it the most. It's vegan and cruelty-free, which is, I mean, that's a good selling point in and of itself. And it's some places that it was featured in. I'm sure your audience probably doesn't care too much about that. So that's like a talking point you can kind of skip. But especially, you don't want no one to think like it's a brand new brand that's been nowhere. Because they might be less likely to trust it.
Yeah.
Let's do a brainstorming session here. Like, based on you and your content, how do you feel like you can help deliver these talking points?
So my first idea was short form because I'm mostly on TikTok. So I was thinking like maybe get ready with me.
Okay.
Because a lot of people ask me already like what I use. So maybe I could implement that into it. But long form content, I still have to brainstorm on that.
Okay. Sometimes like coming up with ideas for certain things is definitely way harder than others. And sometimes it just takes a ton of brainstorming.
Yeah.
Deadass. Like, sometimes an idea can seem awful, but if you can be creative enough about it, it can be a banger.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Let me give you an example of something that fell apart that I almost had the opportunity to do. I had a fat fucking brand deal during Streamer University, and I needed 2 people to play the game with. But I thought like, damn, it's not gonna really make much sense for me to play this game during Streamer University. So I'm like, I'm probably gonna say no to it. But then I was like, let's be creative. So I kind of challenged the team to be a little creative. And we came up on something that I thought was fire. And it was something similar to what I'm doing now. But I was like, what if I just give people a percentage of the brand deal and pick 2 students to do it? That's kind of what invented this idea here, but it came from a different brand deal. 2 days before the brand deal fell apart and it didn't happen anymore, I was like, damn, it would have been so wholesome to give away like brand deals to people who've never done one before. But me playing the game made no sense, but it makes perfect sense if I can do it with 2 people who've never done one.
Right.
Then they can do it with me. So it's an idea of a brand that made no sense until it did, and it was like the greatest idea to me. That being said, just because you're dealing with challenges when it comes to the brainstorming and stuff like that, doesn't mean it's not a good idea. Sometimes you just gotta be real creative.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
It's gonna be tough.
So we'll come back to you. You're right about the TikTok thing, just so you know, most of the time, I guess we negotiated the deal for you, but most of the time you'll negotiate that. You'll tell them like short form is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
So like you can prioritize like maybe doing 2 TikToks and then including it for like an hour as part of your stream or something like that. But packaging is important. Because you're big on TikTok, that helps a lot. You wanna tell them like, I'll do 1 IG story, I'll do 2 TikToks, and I'll do an hour on stream, and that package is gonna give me this rate.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like the
People
TikTok
get
is
paid
very, very essential.
just
Getting your
for that
TikTok
little
and your
amount of
Instagram
work.
and even Twitter popping it's like the easy part. You get what I'm saying? The hard part is delivering the talking points on stream and stuff. The easy part is like the short form and the tweets and the IG stories. That's layups. We'll come back to you, so just brainstorm a little bit.
Okay.
All right, Baze, I love how you used it when you came. I love that, you feel me? Because now that feels natural. So you've been using it, I guess you travel with it when you left Streamer University?
Yeah.
So like, what do you like about it? What are your like, how do you feel about the product?
Okay, honestly, the case, it's like a nice hard shell case. You know how like sometimes it gets like dented and stuff whenever they're like throwing it around? It's like clean. It's like so sturdy. Also the way that it's like separated on the inside so nothing's touching anything. It's like they have the regular zip border, but they also have like a thick border as well right there. And then it's like your shoes aren't getting on like your toiletries or anything like that. Like it's really easy to separate everything. This one, it fit my big ass laptop in it.
Okay.
It has like an entire outfit in there. It has all my chargers, my headphones. Like it is sturdy and it fit under the seat, so I didn't even have to worry about like, oh, you're gonna have to check your bag. I just like slid it right under, and it was just like super easy to bring around.
That fits under the seat?
Yes, sir.
Ah, shit.
I know,
That's
right?
big, all right.
So
Someone just said, I'm sold.
it's just
That's good. So having an experience with the product, essential.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because now you can speak about it. Like, people can tell when you don't know what you're talking about. You get what I'm saying? So using this shit helps a lot. Now, sometimes it don't matter that much. Like, we've definitely seen our fair share of brand deals that were hilarious. There was a content group that did an Avatar brand deal that was one of the most funny things ever. And you could tell they did not like the game. That happens sometimes. Sometimes you'll say yes to things and it's not what you thought, or they change things on you last minute. You just do your best in those circumstances. But in this circumstance here, like having an experience with it makes it so much easier for you to be able to sell it. So talking points here, amazing travel brand. There's a base bag for every occasion, so not just the one you have, but you can reference other bags that they have in their catalog. You can talk about the founder here, Shay Mitchell. The bags are designed to make your everyday easier. So they have like pretty generic talking points. You hit most of them, even in what you just said right there. So part of it is like sometimes they strictly want certain things talked about, but find out if they're flexible. because it's easier for you to deliver the talking points if they're flexible about how you can deliver them. Like, Webull was really flexible. They were like, there's 2 things you should not do. Aside from that, just use the product and then speak on it. And so the flexibility is not too common. Sometimes they have a bad experience with a content creator and they're like, fuck no, like, I don't want. Now they got PTSD, and the next content creator they deal with awful experience. That's gonna happen, you feel me? But you just don't wanna be that content creator. You wanna be the one that gives them a good experience. You wanna be the first one they think of next time they got a budget that opens up. So reach out. Like, you guys don't know the point person for this? Find out. Who is the person that got this brand deal? Someone did it. You wanna meet that person. That's the guy or girl, that's the phone number you should have. Same with Moon and same with Baze. You wanna meet these people, you wanna develop relationships. And like, that doesn't mean like spam them or nothing, but just like build rapport. Like, these are people that have the ability to help make you money. Do a good job, meet these people. All right? What's that?
How did your first brand deal go?
Oh my God, I was in uni in my 3rd year. There was this website called FameBit, and it's like brands would put up an item. For me, it was a scale, and they would say the budget, 100 to 250. And you would basically respond to it and say like what you would do to sell it. So I just told them what I would do to sell it. At the time, I was like losing weight and stuff like that, and they just gave me the brand deal. I delivered it, and at the time I was overdraft. I was buying too many McFlurries. So it was what it was what helped me get back in the green. So like, I had to just reach out and make my own. Sometimes it comes to you; those are a little bit easier. But I had to reach out and make my own. So that being said, let's brainstorm for you. Like, based on your content, how do you see yourself like executing on this brand deal?
So for long form, something that I actually did last night was like, I was like, guys, you have something special coming. Let's pack together. And like, we literally just pack, and I like drew it out for a while. Like, we were just packing for hours. And people were like, what are you packing for? I'm like, I'm packing for DreamCon, and I'm also like gonna take like, a special trip, and I'm using my Baze bag that like they gave me at Streamer University.
That's tough.
That's tough. That's tough. You're going to DreamCon?
Yes, sir.
That's your ad.
Do you need a free and easy way to capture your gameplay? Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your PC.
You're packing to go. Fucking brilliant. Lay. That's so creative. I love that. But you see how that's something you was going to do anyway. Now that's content. So even in the packing, find ways to make the packing interesting now. You get what I'm saying? Like, the joke could be that you want to pack everything in there and you want to see what you can make fit. So like, you could even get in the details of how like it's gonna go. Like, if it's an hour ad segment, like what that hour is gonna look like. I love to over prepare. And then even if I don't use 80% of it, it's better than being stranded and having no idea. I hate that feeling, bro. It's the worst. So even for this stream, like I had like 4 segments I want to do. I'd rather not do 2 of them than do less and be fucking bored on stream. It's so much better to have more than have less. That's genius. And now they're like, oh my God, she's gonna be going to events. We might as well. Now you're someone they're gonna want to come back to. So that's really good. I love that. If you're posting like an IG story or something like that, like just make it feel natural. Like, that's not part of the brand deal, but that's over delivering. I mean, that ass. Like, some people are a little more stingy when it comes to that. I get it. Like, if you're the #1 streamer in the world, sometimes you don't want to be giving out stuff for free. They're gonna be knocking on your door anyway. But since we're not that, it's better for us to build these relationships. So let's get back to you, SC. Like, you've had a little bit of time to brainstorm, and you're under no pressure to come up with a banger right now. Because sometimes it do be taking time. But like, let's figure it out. Like, they have oral care. Like, how can we use that in something that you plan on doing in the next couple weeks to genuinely fit it into your content and promote the brand?
I'm struggling, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I would say like.
How do you usually brainstorm? Like, what do you usually do?
I like to sit in nature.
Okay.
I like to sit in nature, kind of let it come to me naturally, and then but I brainstorm usually alone. So I like that.
Okay, so just get in your brainstorm bag. It's no rush, you feel me? Sometimes they'll give you due dates. Oh, that's the next thing. Be prompt. Back in the day, Agent, I missed every deadline, bro. Every deadline. You couldn't get me to do a brand deal on time. Especially the YouTube brand deals, I fucking hated those. Oh my God, sending stuff in, getting revisions, sending it back, I hated those. But it makes you difficult to work with. You guys have management or no? So once you do that and you have management, they stop coming to you with shit. Because like, you're fucking up their relationships. They're building relationships. They're bringing you brands, and you can't do shit on time. They're gonna be like, next time there's an opportunity, they got a roster. Like they're not coming to you, right? Now they're gonna come to you with the bottom of the barrel shit. You don't want the bottom of the barrel. You want the heavy shit. You want the dope shit. So you need management. That's the next thing. Obviously, negotiating good terms means like having an existing audience. Right now is a good time with the momentum you have to shop your name.
Management, that's kind of tricky. I feel like unless you had the bank to pay for them now, I feel like you have to attain a certain level to get up there to be able to get management, like good management like that.
The agency don't have management. Like the agency is not a management company. They just
No, so an agency
My bad, y'all. I was quiet for. I was locked in. I was
is more like
locked in, trying to get stuff.
no, we just call our community the agency, so that's a little confusing. But an agency is more like industry connects. If, for example, you wanted to write a book, an agency would be better to help you with that. Like they are more large scope career help. You get what I'm saying? If you wanted to have an event, they would have event people. Like they would have the support. A management company is more like day to day. That's who I'm gonna call when I need something today. Like those are the people who are more in the weeds. Both of them can bring you brand deals, but usually an agency's supposed to be the one that brings you brand deals, but both of them can do it. You know what I'm saying? Having both usually is very tough unless you have a lot of leverage because they kind of work against each other. But like if one brings a brand deal, other one's gonna want to cut. Maybe they both had a connection. Sometimes it should be getting messy. But yeah.
So no, I don't want to interrupt, but
No, you're good.
how would you go about getting a manager like?
Reach out. Like so.
Your agency would be perfect. Like I add that on to what you already doing. I don't know how
Yes.
busy it is.
So it just depends on what you want. So there's boutique agencies that are very selective with who they pick. They don't do that many brand deals, but the ones they do is like bangers. Like it's stuff that's specific to the type of content you do. There's more like industry brand deals where like you'll sign there and like The Rock is also signed there and like fucking Keanu Reeves is signed there. Sometimes those don't help because if you're a small fish in a big ocean, they're not coming to you. So you want to find somewhere where you'll actually be considered. The only way you find out that information is by asking people who already signed there. Straight up. So I say that's essential, especially if you plan on doing more and more brand deals, and it helps, bro. I'll be honest with you. Like, especially the more content you want to do, it's going to cost money, taking flights, hiring people, like even getting items and stuff and events and places booked for stream costs money. So the more money you can generate, the more possibilities you're going to open up for yourself. You get what I'm saying? Like, just spend some time brainstorming.
Yeah.
Ask around. Ask questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm really confused, I just ask my friends.
Yeah.
What would you do? And they'll give me an answer. If it's something I'm comfortable with, I'll consider. If not, then I'll...
Well, then what would you do?
For Moon, I would do a 24-hour stream, and I would do 30 minutes at night and 30 minutes in the morning if they wanted an hour.
Yeah.
And I would make the thing I did before I slept really interesting so that more people saw the ad. Because, like, it's weirder to pull out a toothbrush in the middle of the day. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, like, but it just take a little bit of creativity.
Yeah,
So, like, if you don't plan on doing one, maybe that doesn't fit, but that's what I would think. What's up?
I have an idea for you.
Okay.
You could do like, you know how there are just like specific foods and drinks that are like notably stained teeth? You could do something where you like eat those and then you like use it to like prevent any of like the effects of like the staining effects from those things.
Yeah.
I like that could be fun as like a stream because then it could be like a mukbang stream and then at the end you're like, okay, now let's like, yeah.
So you can eat like some strong tasting stuff like onions.
Yeah,
and then
like that
right after
too,
that,
yeah.
brush your teeth and then blow your breath into my face and see how strong the actual toothpaste is.
Yeah.
And these are things that you could possibly do like one after another, like drink some red fruit punch with stains and then just see how strong and how long lasting it is. So that's like over and over things that you could possibly do.
Yeah, I really want to emphasize, like, we're talking about over-delivering. Dead ass. Most people would read this for an hour on some boring shit.
Yeah.
So, like, you get what I'm saying? Do you see how it takes a little more effort to be creative?
Yeah.
But it's going to open doors, though. And I think that mindset is, like, in life is a lot better, bro. So many of the people around me got opportunities just because they over-delivered. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's really all it takes. At that point, it's just like capture the best moments of the brand deal. You're gonna share that later. Next time a brand hits you up, or especially if a management company, they're gonna reference this, like, you didn't see what he did with Drops? Or you didn't see what she did with Bays? Like, then boom, easy, lays. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes saying things helps a lot too. Like, I can say on stream, like, yo, I really want to get into mixed martial arts. A mixed martial artist could be in there. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I really want to do something with Cinnabon. I don't know. Somebody from Cinnabon might hit me up. Like, I've been shooting shots. Like, you never know what can happen, bro.
That's one thing I need to definitely do. Shoot more shots. I need to reach out to more brands and just see what happens. That's what I would do.
Right. So, I think, finding that balance between good content and ways to make money is essential.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like for the eyes content creators get, they don't get paid enough. These news channels don't have viewers, bro, and they make hundreds of millions. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. They monetize the shit out their shitty, that dying audience. They monetize the soul out of it. They spam commercials. The experience sucks. Like, ours is completely different. So if we find cool ways to integrate the shit, at that point, bro, is layups. It's layups. So, and the last thing maybe I want to say is, like, even if the brand is not something you're particularly excited about, finding the line between what you want to sell and what you don't want to sell is important.
But this is about to end also. I'll plug it up real quick. Hold on, y'all. There we go. Problems.
You know what I'm saying? Like most content creators been victim to accepting the Raid Shadow Legends deal. The generic, everybody gets them, but it's a bag and it's gonna help you get to where you want.
Right.
It just depends on your circumstance. Yeah. So I want to say, like, there's no shame in accepting something if you need it in that moment. I don't like shaming people for that because most people would. Right. Dead ass. Most people would. And as you get more and more comfortable, now you get picky. You get me? Now you only work with brands that you really fuck with. Now, like, you want your whole portfolio to be bangers and good experiences. And as soon as you get that, I swear it's momentum, bro. As you do stuff that works, more stuff starts coming in your direction. More brands see the stuff you're doing and stuff like that. So this only really happened because they saw my first class. Like, they liked it. So a brand might see what you do here, and they might like it. Out of curiosity, like, what brands would you guys love to work with?
Being a leader of tomorrow starts today. Explore Keller's graduate programs in business and technology.
Hats, white beater, boxers, gym stuff, shirts, oversized shirts, stuff that I kind of like already wear on a day-to-day basis. Yeah.
For me, I would go fashion, but like if we're thinking big, nigga, I'm thinking cars. Like,
shoot this nigga, go crazy, half court, go crazy.
Put me in a Beamer.
Yeah.
Put it in the air.
And I'm like, man, I was really thinking small. For me, probably Glorious 4 and Glassworks. Those are my two.
Say it again.
Glorious 4. Which is like very mainstream, and then Glassworks, which is a little bit more underground. But
you talking about Glorious, like the mouse?
Yeah.
I know their contact. Yeah, because they wanted to do something with me, but they didn't have what I was looking for. But I know their contact. Yeah, I put you in contact. That's the mouse I use. Yeah, deadass. All my mice are Glorious. Hell yeah.
I have two of them, and I work from home, so I'm just constantly just...
Yeah. I'll put you in contact for sure. Nah, yeah. Okay, cool. I want you guys to get in the habit of shooting shots. You might as well, bro. Like, the worst they could say is no. But I think you guys make great content. No cap. I really want to emphasize that. And I've been seeing you guys all over my feed. And and like, you don't have to try and be anybody else. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be loud and eccentric. You can be yourself. You don't have to force content you don't want to do. If you're more comfortable on short form, like, be yourself. Like, you don't have to be super outgoing. If shy could be your body. Like, there's streamers that are massive that are every personality type. So, like, sometimes it's so easy to see, like, what another person's doing and think, like, damn, I got to do that if I want to grow. It was a lot of clip farming and stuff on campus. You ain't gotta be that. You get what I'm saying? Like, so you just had to be yourself, bro. You just gotta be yourself, man. Could you remind people where they could find y'all at?
All right, I'm the King of Fitness, Instagram, Twitch. Pull up on me. I pull my training up every day on Twitch. So if you want to lose some weight, holla at your boy.
LUVESTI, love Esty, aka KC2, nigga. Find me on those platforms. Amen.
Hello, I'm Kai Uwus, CAIUWS. I post on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch is my main platform, and that's where you can find me yapping a lot.
I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of y'all. I want you to know, most like smaller streamer, I won't even call y'all small no more. You have a pretty big audience. Like, you guys are at a development stage where like you have a lot of experience. So use that. You feel me? You guys have this, so I'm gonna hold on to this. But I'm gonna watch y'all brand deals, okay? All right. And I want to see y'all over delivering. You heard?
Alright, y'all. My gimbal is about to die. That's why y'all see me doing like that. But it needs to be charged, and I don't think it can charge while it's on. So I'm gonna end it there. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been real. It's been fun. I hope y'all had real fun. Like I said, I learned a lot. I hope y'all learned a lot, man. This was a lot of gems was dropped. A lot of gems was dropped. I may get back on later. Once I reset and let everything charge again. But we'll see. We'll see. If y'all can pull up, let me know. Right now I'm out of time with the fam, so I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with them. As they fall asleep, then I'll probably be back up getting it in. Oh, it is charging. It is charging. But I'm gonna reset anyway. I've been going at this for 2 hours, dog. 2 hours. It didn't even seem that long. That's crazy. It did not even seem that long. I've been rocking for 2 hours with y'all. That's crazy. That is crazy. And see, time flies when you're having fun. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm telling you. I might get back up here and play a game or something. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. But I think I'm ending there for right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Streaming University Agent Edition. Yeah, like I said, every time I watch the video, I learn some stuff that I didn't see before. And it's amazing how they took those small streamers in and just helped them out. Gave a few brand deals. And like basically, he held their hand while they were doing the brand deals. Literally, if they wanted to, they could just stop right there. But as Agent was telling them, the way to get more bands is to go above and beyond with the brand deals that you already have. I get some brand deals, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm telling you. Yeah, man. This was dope. I hope you learned as much as I did. And like I said, let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that. And yeah, man. Get up with y'all next time. Peace.